Every masterpiece begins with one idea. Every movement starts with someone bold enough to create it. Where art meets music, business meets culture, and vision becomes reality. Real conversations, fearless creators, the people shaping what's next. Welcome to the Jason Perez Art Show. Let's get this started.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Jason Perez Art Show, our first episode featuring my main man, Jason Skeldon. So, during the Jason Perez Art Show is going to be fueled on introducing artists, entrepreneurs, business people, musicians, DJs, anything that's tied into the entertainment business in Miami, New York, and worldwide. But obviously today, we're going to start in Miami at the Hub at Office Logic. And no more introduction, my man, Jason Skeldon. Welcome to Miami. How you feeling so far? Other than hot.
Miami, I'm here. We've been trying to get me to Miami for how long?
Forget about it. I don't even want to talk about that.
So we've been we've been doing business together for over 15 years now, I would say.
Yeah.
Could be wrong.
You're a little too high. Well, I'll say 9.
Has it only been 9 years?
It's 9, but it feels like 25. I bet it is 9.
I love him. So you know, you've been trying to get me down to Miami for a long time now, and I've never really, I'm doing so good in Tampa, right?
Right.
And so, like, as far as business goes, like, it's hard for me to, because I get cozy.
Right.
You know, like, you don't. Like, you're like, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that.
Yeah.
Which is great for you. But I think, you found success, I found success, but I think I have more of like a philosophy. Like, I love the philosophy of life. So it's like, okay, I made good money. Mm-hmm. Now let me chill the hell out.
Right.
Relax. And then you're always on to the next thing, right? Which is great. That's why that's why business works with us.
Right.
You know,
so you're here for a month?
I'm here for July 1st through July 31st. Maybe longer. Maybe longer.
Yeah,
so
you better believe that one.
Yeah, and you got the clean, healthy me. Usually I'm partying and stuff like that.
Oh no, but you've been. Can I share?
Yeah.
You've been sober for how long?
About 2 years now. Yeah. And sober is not drugs, alcohol.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So just let's get that clear.
Hey.
I know we're in Miami. I know it's a little wild down here.
No.
But usually, I'll come down to Miami, do like 5 or 6 shows back to back with Perez, and I'm turning the fuck up.
Yeah, this is during Basel.
The whole trip.
And of course, during Basel, it's like if you're coming in from out of town, it's like a whole new world, a whole new experience. You have no other option.
But with that, so like I'll come in and do these shows, and then Perez is like, yo, I got 3 more for you tomorrow, and I'm like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. So like that's what always kind of happens. So like now that I'm not drinking, let's go.
More level-headed and clear. Yep.
Yeah,
and our first, let's just call it our first official collaboration show is at the National Hotel, July 25th.
Yep.
So it's a solo show with Jason Skeldon, and then after that, the Jason Perez Art Collective is going to do shows after that. But we're going to set it off with my man Jason Skeldon because he knows how to do it right and set the stage for what's going down.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and I think one of the things that's cool about Perez is he didn't even know I was really coming, and me and my wife, I got my wife with me and my dog. They're at the hotel right now, and probably twice a year for the last 6 years, I would say. So artists, right? Like we have this thing inside of our mind that we burn out,
right?
And the only way that I think a lot of artists can learn from this, and I don't mean this in a trying to be nice about it, but like I go so hard. Like in the studio, like I'm like painting, and then like I hit a day where I hit this wall.
Right.
And the only way to recharge that is to travel.
Yeah.
And so this year, I told my wife, like we did New York last year, we'll go there for like 2 months. You know, we did Cali, you came to Japan.
Right.
We did Japan and Korea.
Which was amazing.
And so, but we were out there for a month.
Yeah.
You weren't. You came out for a show.
I came for a week and a half.
But
I came for 10 days.
But I went to Korea for 2 weeks.
That's right.
Japan, and then so anyways, as an artist, if you ever feel burnt out, the best thing you could do is go travel.
Right.
There's like look at your mind as like this sponge. If you could the more art you do, the more you're squeezing that sponge.
Right.
And so, like, the only way to rebuild it is don't create. Like, I'm not painting while I'm here. We're gonna do some shows, but I have art that I've already stacked.
Right.
So, if you're an artist, best thing I could tell you is go travel, and then that sponge does this.
Right. Yep.
And it's ready. It's locked.
You know, that works for me too. Honestly, like when I feel like really overwhelmed and I'm just working so much, I'm born and raised in New York. So I go to New York and it gives me that energy back. You know what I mean? The hustle. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm from there, and just the energy of New York. It feels like it like charges me when I go to New York. It's different for me. You know what I mean? And I've been doing things in Williamsburg a lot. You know what I mean? In Manhattan.
Yeah.
And then recently doing stuff in the
you just slept down on the Lower East Side multiple times.
Yeah, I know, but like just going.
Well, I guess that's Manhattan, right?
Everybody's different, but for me, going to New York charges me.
Yeah.
For like 10 days, and then I got to get the hell out of there because it's like.
Yeah. So I hit up Perez, and I said, I'm coming down to Miami. I was like.
I had no clue.
And I never do this either. Like, I never have shows when I'm like doing these, like, I guess I call them like retreats, even though like Miami's a crazy place to call a retreat, but. It was close, and I could bring the dog, you know? Yeah. So I hit up Perez, and I said, fuck, dude, let's have a show.
Yeah.
That was 2 weeks ago.
All right.
And you're like, well, what do you need from me? I was like, just find me a venue.
Right.
And I was like, I have the art. I have fucking 15 years of show experience. And then with the combination of me and you.
Right.
And then we locked in a show. And we already have, I think we have
$450.
Fucking 50 tickets left, and we launched the show 4 days ago.
Right.
So that's the power of veteran art.
Correct.
Veteran art broker. So you can, that's the power of Perez, right? For me to be able to say, hey, let's have a show, and then you're like, all right, let's do it.
Right.
You know.
Well,
So.
I've been in Miami for over 20 years, so now I'm getting acclimated, and now not to sound cocky, but I kind of got like the.
Why don't you tell the story of actually how we met?
Of how we met. Oh man,
that's a good one. People probably want to know.
This is for you, though. But whatever.
Well, it is for us.
So, all right. Long story short. After my father.
No, give the long story, bro.
No. Let's just go long story short because I don't want to get too deep into it because you're our guest. But after my father had the stroke, and I was left with a bunch of artwork.
What did your father have?
A stroke.
But who was your father in Miami?
Michael Perez with Gallery 2 and 2. Why are you putting me on the spot now?
Well,
Who's interviewing who?
Because you have to realize the people that are seeing this may not know.
Okay, so my father was a huge artist. We had Gallery 2 and 2, and you want to go on a little?
Where
We'll get a medium story.
We're at Wynwood?
Wynwood, sir.
You can't give a half-ass story.
I'm not giving you a half-ass story.
This is how we are all the time.
Okay, no, it's
Sometimes
not.
I pick them up by his ankles and dunk them in the toilet. No, not many artists can talk to him like that, but we go back.
yeah, okay. So anyways, so he's been trying to contact me, whatever. Like, this is before, like, years into the gallery, maybe our 6th year in the gallery. He would come visit me. He'll come visit during Art Basel. Like, hey, what's up, Jay? I want to link up with you. And I'm like, all right, cool, nice.
And this is like 4 years of me coming down here.
Yeah, he just come
and we didn't know each other
at all.
People kept.
I used to live in Tampa.
People kept tagging me and say, talk to Perez. They're hitting Perez up, say, talk to me. And so I didn't know him, he didn't know me, but we both knew of each other.
Right.
And everyone's seen what I was doing in the art world, and they seen what he was doing in the art world. They're like, you guys got to collab. And like, we just weren't on that. We're like, fuck them. We don't need anyone.
No, the thing is, we're busy doing our own thing. We just weren't there yet to the point where it was just too much stuff going on both of our realms. No disrespect, it's just the way life is.
That's what it was. That's exactly what it was.
So after my father had the stroke, I was left with no option but to figure out how to sell artwork. So because of what happened, it's a long story, long situation, but the situation was bad. Long story short, and I was left with nothing, so I had to figure out how to sell artwork, and I started doing it little by little.
This is old Wynwood.
No, this is
the old Wynwood. This is Wynwood before what it is now.
This was it's 10 years ago.
Yeah, Wynwood's completely changed.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you're right. It was the peak of Wynwood. Mm-hmm. Peakish. So that happened. The gallery closed, and then I had a bunch of artwork left over, surrendered to the official surrender to Gallery 2 and 2, and I started selling the artwork. I started doing it, and then other artists started coming up to me. This is before you, and like, hey, can you sell my art? I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then he comes along. He's like, hey, what's up, Jay? I'm like, what's up?
Is this our first meeting?
Yeah, yeah.
In the gallery?
No.
Let me just come on, that's a good one. This is my version.
Which is
so this is my first time going to when Gallery 2 and 2 was still there.
It's your second time.
And and like we've never met. Like this is our first time meeting.
Second time.
And it's fucking packed. Like you guys had a crazy event. I think it was Art Basel, right?
Yeah, it was.
And so like I walk in, and like I didn't like I wasn't known in Miami. Like Tampa, they knew who I was and stuff. Like humbly speaking, like because I was in the art scene in Tampa, and so I walk in and like I expected like I had to go like find Perez and say, hey, this is who I am. Like I'm Jason. Like, dude, like as soon as I fucking walk in, like Perez has this whole table full of liquor. Like, because I think you guys are giving free liquor away.
It was cups like this, and we're moving the table from one section.
That's
to,
not how I remember it. But anyways, so there's this table set up with liquor, and then fucking Perez like looks up and he's like, "Oh shit, Skell!" Bam! And the whole table of liquor just hit the ground, and like everyone starts scattering. Like every liquor bottle hit the ground. I said, "Yo, dog, I'll see you later." And fucking like then we ended up meeting later.
Yeah.
And, like literally every liquor bottle spilled. Like
it just so happened to fall. It wasn't like, oh my God, Jason.
No, I don't look at it like that, but I look like you had so much going on. Like I was dying laughing.
But that's what, that is what happened. All right, I met him that time, and the liquor.
So if I meet you, fine, spill your whole liquor.
You know what? Fine, I met him and spilled the liquor everywhere. If that makes you feel better. Anyway, so that happened. Then after that, we met. It was cool. And then the thing happened with my father. And the story that I was doing for me to continue. Then I had artists coming up to me. Then I had him call me up. He's like, "Hey Jay, I know what happened to your dad. I know what's going on. Trust me. You have to trust me on this. I want to bring you 50 pieces, and we'll sell them all. And just give me, and we'll just take half. I just want to get into the Miami market. Let's do it." I was like, you know what? Let's go. I was at the Wynwood shop.
I don't remember me even telling you 50. I remember showing up and you were like, what the fuck?
Had 50. You said I had 50.
Because I remember when I opened up the U-Haul.
No, but I didn't realize that there were wooden things like that. But it was cool.
Yeah,
it was like it looked like dominoes.
They're big ass pieces. Yeah.
Those style. That's one of your first ones actually.
Yeah.
That's the last one of the last ones I have left because I sold all of them. That's like probably one of the last ones. Anyways, so he shows up 3 days after he calls me. He's taking the pieces out of the U-Haul in front of Wynwood shop in Wynwood. And then people are lined up looking, like, how much is that one? And we started at like 1,500 or whatever.
Yeah, we were low. I think it might have been like $500.
No, it was.
Wasn't it?
It's like 5 to. Some of them we would have taken 5 for people that I knew.
I know we were just trying to move them.
It was set, like, at least 1,500 was the highest at that point.
Yeah.
And then we sold 3 or 4 out of the U-Haul.
Right, we were pulling them out.
Yeah, and the next week we sold.
People were like walking by and they're like.
Then he's gone. He leaves after like maybe 2 days after that. Following week sold 10. And kept going. After 3 months, sold all of them. So I had absolutely nothing. Not nothing, but I was kind of stretching to have something because of what happened with my father, and I was helping him, and I was kind of down. I'm completely down. And he's pretty much saved my life. He doesn't want to take credit for it, but you did.
I mean, well, in what way?
I mean,
like
just the financially, you know what I mean? But you helped me out a lot. You gave me a big push. Yeah. And then he was like, hey, so I was like, dude, thank you. They're all gone. Yeah. Whatever. And he's like, you know what I'm going to do? And I said, it was kind of like I was brokering to do. He's like, yeah, you were. I'm going to call you the art broker. I was like, call me whatever you want, man. He's like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to contact, I know a lot of people. I'm going to learn my art brokers looking for artists, and you're going to have to charge them because you're doing so much work, whatever. And I'm like, whatever you say, man, just do it.
Yeah.
He did it that night. I fell asleep. I woke up, bam, 78 DMs from a bunch of different artists. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
So I came up with an agreement, made it happen. Little by little, started with this much. Now it's over here, and doing so many other different things. But he's,
Yeah, because I had a lot of artists that I had built a brand where like a lot of artists were hitting me up for questions, and they were like, "How do you do this?" or "How do you do that?" And it was not really like how to create a painting. It was like I think they seen like because I'm like when I have a sale of art, I post it every time. So like I'm posting like 5 to 6 sales like original paintings a week for like years, and like artists are like, how are you doing this? And I'm like, just follow my stories. Like I make it a lifestyle. Like,
right.
I look at it like this: like the artist is a brand, and then the art itself is a brand.
Right.
Like you have to play the part, and then you have to be an interesting character, I guess. And then like that's why when I come down the art, my hair is usually leopard. Yeah. Like it's like who's that guy? What is he doing? So like the artist has to be a brand, and then the art itself. And I understood that at an early age, and musicians are that way.
Right.
All the cool Look at Chris Brown.
But they're artists.
Imagine Chris Brown doesn't dye his hair, dresses normal, doesn't know how to. Like he's a brand, but he also has good ass music.
Right.
You know what I mean? People are trying to dress like Chris Brown. You know what I mean?
But,
so like, you have to like understand like, and I'm not comparing myself to Chris Brown. He's dope, but that's what I'm saying. Like you have to have like two different things, and so.
He's got a crush on Chris Brown.
Chris Brown, I love you. If you see this, and we have like that's funny. We have people in the background. You can't see it, but they're all laughing. But so like, I understood that, and so like when I told Perez, I said, here's the deal, bro. You came to me with a product that works, and you're selling my art. I said, and I'm a businessman too. Any other businessman would have said, hey, I have a business plan that I want to do with you, and I want to cut.
Right.
I never did that.
Right.
And artists for a while hit me up and like, yo, what's your cut with Perez? I'm like, nothing. I was like, I just shouted him out because he has a good product, and you took a small vision that I had and turned it into a monster.
Oh,
fair enough to say it that way, right?
Yeah, that's fair enough, and I
You
appreciate
know?
that. Man, so what else? Anything else? Let's see.
So,
go ahead. One more. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, like, so, like, what is your vision of this upcoming show? Like,
Well,
because I haven't had a solo show in Miami in, I would say, 14 years.
well, let's see.
And my show that 14 years ago, I'm just gonna show you guys. And maybe we could find a clip and we'll drop it in here. I think I had like 15 people at that show.
Really?
You weren't there. We didn't know each other yet, but I had like it was on.
I mean, you gotta
It
start.
was on South Beach, but I had like 15 people there,
Really?
and then now we're having a show with like.
Yeah. It's gonna be dope. The vision that I see is, I'm just happy to have you out here, bro. I've been wanting for you to come out here for quite some time.
So check this out. So I believe this podcast should give people that are watching this that are artists or business owners inspiration on why to do certain things, right? So like one of the reasons you said, oh, you're doing Tampa. Well, that's not true.
Right, you're right.
Why is that not true?
Because you're already global. You sell art all over the world.
Where were we 2 years ago?
Japan,
Doing what?
selling art.
Solo shows.
Solo
scale shows.
But you're a scale.
Where were we a year before that? New York City.
Right, New York.
Okay, so this is good for artists to know.
Right.
So let's touch on this real quick.
Okay.
So, as an artist, it's very important to run your city, and I mean when you run your city to where your art's everywhere, people know who you are, what you've done, then your collectors want to see growth.
Correct.
You don't have to leave your city anymore. We have this.
Right, you're right. Okay.
Social media, that's my wife. That's a weird photo of her. She hates
She
it.
loves it.
But anyway, look, you don't have to leave your city anymore. You could be living in Wisconsin and have a cell phone and you could create your brand. But I do believe in traveling to show your collectors that you're growing. It could be through sponsorships. Like we're sponsored by Casamigos at this event, right?
Correct.
Which you got, by the way. Good one. So 2 years ago, I had a show in Japan, sold out show, line around the door. It was the craziest shit ever because we've never even been to Japan. New York City, we do shows there all the time.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
So Miami, so like, yeah, you could be in your city, but
he has the big dog shows.
But it's the same with you, right?
3,000 people in Tampa.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's got stupid. He has the whole entire city coming.
Well, I don't play when it comes to the shows because I put in the work. I don't just say I'm having an art show and then go sit on my parents' house and smoke weed and not leave the house. Get to work. And so like the way to do that is if you're gonna have a show,
right,
message 10 people a day for a month.
Yep.
What's 10 times 30? 300?
Yeah, I would guess so. Yeah.
I don't know my math, dog, but this sounds right.
I mean, come on, Mister.
But listen. So if you message 10 people a day to come to my show, now you have 300 people. It's better than posting and say, "Hey, everyone, I'm having a show," and then you get to your show and there's 15 people.
No, but you already know. Like, we already got a nice. I haven't even contacted my clients to come to this. But they already kind of know. But all I got to take is the week before.
Well, I think that it's real important for people that are watching this to get advice from,
No,
from
but
like you to say like, okay, how can I take my brand to the next level?
Right.
Like, what do you think? Like
What do you
what would you suggest for artists to take their brand to the next
Well,
level?
just keep driving. Just keep painting and keep going and don't listen.
What do they get from you?
What do they get from me? They get exposure like crazy, and they get their eyes on people that haven't had eyes on their art before ever, and they get all over Miami,
Right.
And shows, all the little pop-up shows that I do, they're all there.
Right.
get handled, everything, the whole nine.
Right.
Like this, the hub at Office Lodges is one of our spots. It's full of creators and people. They bring clients in. So those are.
So would you say like rather like than artists? So let's say you're an artist, right, and you're the complete opposite of what I'm telling artists to be, right?
Right.
Maybe they are the artist that just wants to smoke weed and paint, and not leave the house, whatever.
All right.
You're who they need.
Right, exactly. But you know,
Right.
But the way I do things, sometimes it works for people, sometimes it doesn't. So if it doesn't work for you, all due respect, no worries. If it does,
Like you're
let's
doing, but so like you're doing everything that you said you were gonna do.
go. Exactly.
So if an artist comes to you and says, "Hey, I want to do this," and you get a contract in place, they sign the contract. You get them in this venue, this venue, this venue, this venue, this venue.
Right.
Now let's say they don't sell something.
Right. I mean, the same way. It's the same philosophy. You bring a deer to the river. If
Right.
the deer drinks, let the deer drink. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know what I mean? But I don't like to sign artists that I don't believe in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Let's get into the nitty gritty of that because like I've had you've had people come from my page that have hit me up and they've said, "Bro, like that was the best thing ever
Right.
for me to Perez got me. I sold more than you, Skel." And I've seen that through artists, right?
Right.
I'll have paintings at Red Dot,
Correct.
Spectrum, and they'll have paintings too, and they're like, "Yo, I just sold 20 pieces in
Right.
one night." Craziest thing ever, right?
Right.
On the back end of that,
Of
right?
course. Then you have the ones that
Right.
have been spoiled.
Then I'll have artists that hit me up that
Salty.
I hate judging art. I hate to put it this way, but then you have artists that like, let's just leave it at this: their art is not my cup of tea,
Right.
and art should never.
Subjective.
Yes,
It's 100% subjective.
but it's just not mine. And then
Correct.
especially when it's in Miami, I know what Miami likes:
Right.
the bright colors,
All right.
the pop art.
Right.
You know, Miami loves that shit, right?
Exactly. So, anyways, back to the little success story. So, one story that he did tell me that I was really like kind of intrigued about was the story about his frames and how he started with the frames. And when he did start the frames, the wooden frames that you see behind him here, he was like, people don't know this, but I kind of started a phenomenon. I was like, and I didn't know this before, and I've known him for almost 10 years, that he didn't have money to buy frames, so he had to make the frames. He had to make those wooden frames and built those on his own.
Yeah.
And then he built a brand over those freaking frames and surfboard resin on the artwork.
Yeah. Yeah.
Started from absolutely nothing, just an idea that he had. And that little phenomenon started to freaking Skell Art, which is really cool. I didn't know that. He just told me this like maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
We were just talking shit, and then he's talking about the frames that he built, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's kind of
So
weird
he
because
is a born hustler, man, and he inspired me to do a lot of cool things, and just keep going. You know what I mean? Like I said before, started with nothing. You know what I mean? Like the same as his. Same with him, I'm sure, but he doesn't take enough credit for the things that he's done to me and to this whole art community. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He has people the same with anybody else. He has people that love him. He has people that hate him because they're haters. But there's no big deal. That's just the way. That's just the way. Same with me. Anybody in any game, they're always gonna have that. But
they just don't know you. They haven't met you.
yeah, but he's the man. All right. So Jason Skeldon is a true inspiration to all artists, especially mixed media artists, because you know that. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta give him respect for that. You know what I mean? That's that.
To touch on that, like honestly, like I didn't. I don't come from money, right? Like we're all sick of the story of like I came from nothing. I'm here.
Yeah,
I didn't grow up poor by any means, right? I didn't grow up rich, but like I didn't.
You were tell him. Oh, but after this, tell him about what you were doing before.
Yeah, so I didn't have the money to build to go buy frames. Frames are like $400.
Yeah, especially because you do 4x3.
Yeah, so I was like, yo, I'm gonna chop up some 2x4s, stain them with wood, and then it was hard in the beginning. No one wanted it because they're like, this is like kind of beat up looking, you know.
Right.
But you know, it's funny now. Like it's like McDonald's comes into town, right? 1950s. No one knows what McDonald's is. Start putting their billboards up, signs, this, that, and the other. You put it in their face enough. It's the same thing with the wood frames. Like I kept putting it in their face to where they thought it was like, oh my God, the wood frames are elegant. So
cool.
when I go to Home Depot, I literally look for like the oldest beat up pieces of wood.
Cool.
You know, I look for the beat up because it's the balance of beat up frames with clean art.
Right.
Well, I wouldn't call that clean, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta have it's yin and yang, right? It's the clean beard with the fresh haircut.
Right.
I mean, with the the dirty shoes with the nice pants, right? You want the yin and yang. So I think it's very important is for artists to make your art recognizable when someone's in a different city and they see your piece without even getting up on it and seeing the signature. They're like, oh, that's a Skeld.
Right. Yeah. That's good.
You know, that's an Alec Monopoly.
Right.
That's a Banksy.
Right.
You know, I'm not on their level, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but you know, you
Yeah.
definitely have your brand. And what were you doing before art?
Yeah, I was a paramedic for like 8 years.
What?
Yeah, I used to paint at night, and eventually so there's a term that I want you guys to learn that might not know it. There's a term called moonlighting. Moonlight. So like when the moon's out, that's when you're done working for the day, and that's when you're pursuing your hobby. You want your hobby to become your
Right.
full-time gig, right? So
Right.
you have to put in the hours. So a lot of artists I meet now, they bring families will bring their kids to my studio to meet me, and they're like they want to be artists.
Right.
And the first thing I tell them, they're like 17, I'm like, you're not becoming an artist full time right now. And the parents are always like, this is like the complete opposite of what the hell I thought he was gonna do.
Right.
And I look at the parents and I wink at them. I'm like, I got your back. That's why.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, go get a certification, go get a job,
You know.
do something, and then moonlight. Work at
Okay.
night, work on your art at night, and then when it starts to take off, then that becomes your job.
Right. My favorite one was curly hair McGrew.
Who's that? Oh, the girl. that came by?
The redhead.
Yeah, a little girl came by.
That's so funny.
She was so cute. She came by and dropped off some art. I
She
gave her
goes-
some art. I don't know anyone's name, so I said, "Hey, is this Curly Hair Magoo?"
Because she gave me a bucket of goo.
Oh, she was so happy.
I
She
know, it
the
was
cutest
cute.
girl.
It was cute. He's like,
Yeah.
so if you need any buckets of goo, hit up curly hair.
Yeah. So, what advice do you have for the youth?
For the youth, is the only advice I have is to keep trying and believe in yourself. It's a simple as stereotypical thing. You know what I
Should
mean?
they fail?
Of course not. Oh, actually, yes, of course they should.
Yes.
You have to fail in order to.
Should
succeed.
they?
You should try to fail.
Should they become artists right out of high school?
It depends. It really, honestly depends. You know what I mean?
What was so?
Probably not.
So you have a daughter, right? You have a daughter, and
it
you're not Jason Perez.
Hold on, I do have some artists. I have an artist, Max Terrell, that is 12, 13 years old, and he's already successful, and he's doing stuff in like New York, big things. You know what I'm saying?
But then you hear the word you just said.
It all depends.
You hear the word you just said.
Which one?
He's already successful.
No, he started. No. Because he started. He
He's
started.
12. He can't even have a job.
I know, but he's making money right now.
But that's not the same thing.
All right, fine. Then
Now I'm talking about a kid who's 17.
no, go to school.
Who has no sales, who's just graduating high school and says, I want to be an artist full time.
Okay. My honest opinion, you have to have, in the beginning, you have to at least be doing something to sustain. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
art is not an easy business by any means. You know what I'm saying? You got to fail a lot. You got to fail a whole lot. And
Yep.
it's up to you to either quit or keep pushing. But you also have
And you
to have
can
a little
change your
cushion.
style up if it's not working.
Yeah, exactly. And you also have to have a cushion. I always recommend having something in the art field. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're a starting artist, go get a job at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or something like that. Become a little art teacher or
Yeah, be in the
or
industry.
intern. Yeah, something in the industry to keep you there.
Yeah. I used to work in the paint department at Home Depot.
Yeah, something like that. You know what I mean? To keep you in there. You know what I'm saying?
Let me
And
ask you a
then-
question. So you're not Jason Perez, right? You're just a normal guy. Let's say you're in health insurance or whatever. You have a normal job,
Mhm.
and your 17-year-old daughter is graduating high school, and she says, "I want to be a full-time artist."
Okay.
You're gonna be like, "Dog, like, I'm gonna have to support you."
I mean, if
What do you say?
I was able to support her, I would support her. You know what I mean? The
But
same-
you know what you know now.
The thing is, when I was coming up, I was a DJ. I started DJing when I was 18 years old. I started making money like DJing when I was 20, but I didn't need help.
Yeah.
But the first push I had, my dad buying me turntables
Yeah.
and some records and things like that. So I took that and went with it. So everybody's different.
Did he
You know what I
support
mean?
you?
And he supported he supported my music. Yes, he did. He bought me the turntables and he got me started. Gave me the
So,
push.
Dad, I want to become a DJ. He's like,
He-
let's
let's
do it."
go.
Love that.
He said, "Let's go." He used to take me inside to do graffiti on the wall. Sal Gayton, framework
Yeah.
design. Big shout to Sal. He'll be here on the 23rd.
Yeah, my mom was like, "Yeah, do whatever." My dad was like,
Oh yeah, that's a crazy story.
"Yeah." My dad was like, "Nah."
And you were like,
My dad's military. My dad was like a tough military dad. He's like,
"You're painting Mickey Mouse?"
you have to realize it took me a long time. Like, I'm 43 now. I'm older now. So, like, you know, when I first started full time, I was like, "Dad," I was like, "I'm going to stop being a paramedic. I'm going to become an artist." He's like, "What the fuck?"
He said, "Get the fuck
He's
out of
not
town."
wrong.
No.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
But the thing about it too, and this is what I would love for artists to know, is like, whatever you see, and this goes to business owners too, if you see this vision, don't even talk to people about it. Just go do it. But the hardest thing in life is to see the vision of where you want to go in life. It's so hard figuring out what you want to do, and it's so annoying. But once you see it, I guarantee you everything's easy. You will be working more.
Right.
You gotta work all the time.
Right.
But you will like have like this fucking calming of the body, because you know what you need to do now.
Right.
Art broker.
Right. All right. Okay. Real quick. Are those your last words, or you have some last words? And then after that,
no, my main question to you was, I wanted to see like what your thoughts were for the youth and how we could, you know, inspire them, and like thoughts that you may have, but you kind of already touched on that. So
yeah, I touched on that, and then another thing I'm touching on now, which is a sensitive subject to me. It's my father. He had a stroke, you know what I mean, and he's been in the ALF for a while now. I have one of my friends, Melly, that's helping him out. She's an artist, and she got him back into painting. So he's been painting little pieces here and there, and I went to Michael's. I bought maybe 100 canvases, and I brought them to him. I finish these before Art Basel as much as you can, and we're gonna do a little show for him. And
smart. And
then the proceeds are gonna go to stroke research and things like that. Half of them, and they have to help him. Half of the proceeds to help him get out of there and get a little spot and things like that. So it's gonna help out a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, he's at every Art Basel too. He's, even though he can't walk.
Yeah, he
still comes. He still comes
he
in
comes.
the wheelchair.
But yeah, so that's
and he looks at all the girls. Every girl that walks by this motherfucker. Yeah. He's gonna love that I said
Big
that.
shout out to my dad, Michael Perez.
His dad's 150, and every time a hot girl walks by, he maybe not even that hot anymore.
He drops his dentures.
He does a little whistle, and then I look at him, and he looks at me and winks, and I said, Jesus.
All right, so
Perez.
There you go. That's our first episode of the Jason Perez Art Show. Hope it came out okay. Never know. But I'm sure it went great. You did great.
Good. If you guys have any questions, write in the comment section.
Yeah.
Like and share this if you can, so we can take
Jay,
this to the next
where
level.
can we find you, Mr. Skeldon?
Yeah, if you guys you guys could just get on the internet and type in Skel Artist or something like that. If you guys want to go to my Instagram, it's at jasonskeldon.com. Oh, that's my website, but at Jason Skeldon is my Instagram. And yeah, jasonskeldon.com. You guys could buy a piece of my work for a real low price, because they're prints. But if you guys want originals, you need to hit me up, or Perez up.
All right, well, thank you very much, Jay.
Man.
We have more guests coming here. I don't have the exact schedule yet, but they're coming. All right, so thank you, Jason Skeldon, for the first episode. I'll never forget this.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure.
My
All right,
man,
guys.
many more.